Abandoned for over a decade, the old circus has a dark reputation. Whispers of a fire, lost lives, and spirits that never left. But what if someone dared to enter and discovered that something still waits inside? Tonight, we follow the terrifying encounter with a killer clown and a deadly game of hide-and-seek that will haunt your nightmares. That night, I accepted a dare from my friends to explore the old circus on the outskirts of town, a place abandoned after a mysterious fire 10 years ago. They said many spectators died in the blaze, and their spirits still wandered among the ruins. I laughed it off, though uneasily, as I pushed open the rusted gate. It groaned like the wail of the dead. Inside was nothing but darkness. The seats were broken, covered in dust, the air thick with mold, ash, and rust. The leaking roof dripped rainwater onto the wooden stage, each drop echoing like a funeral drum. As I crossed the stage, I heard something, a faint moan. I switched off my flashlight and held my breath. The sound came from behind a scorched curtain. I followed the narrow corridor, and what I saw froze the blood in my veins. In the flicker of candlelight, a clown in a tattered red and yellow costume crouched on the floor. A gleaming knife rested in his hand. In front of him, a man was tied to a chair, gagged, his eyes wide with terror. The clown tilted his head, smiling unnaturally wide, then slowly dragged the knife across the victim's throat. Blood sprayed, soaking his costume in crimson. I stumbled back, horrified. My trembling hand dropped the flashlight. Clatter. The sound rang through the silence. The clown's head snapped toward me. His eyes, black, hollow voids, locked on mine. His blood-painted grin stretched wider. Well, another spectator, he hissed, voice sharp and mocking. I screamed and ran. His laughter chased me, a shrill, distorted sound that echoed through the circus. I dashed across the broken rows of seats, his heavy footsteps pounding after me. He didn't run. He just followed, steady and relentless, like a predator certain of its prey. I slipped backstage, down a narrow hall where dust coated everything. I ducked into a dressing room, squeezing into a rotting wardrobe. His footsteps grew louder, then silence. Hide and seek. I love this game. His voice slithered right outside the wardrobe. Tap, tap. He rapped on the wood. My heart hammered so loudly I thought he would hear. Then, footsteps again, moving away. I dared to open the door just a crack. Relief washed over me, until I glanced at the cracked mirror on the wall. In its reflection, the clown stood directly behind me, grinning with bloodied teeth. I screamed and bolted. I stumbled into the old mirror maze. The cracked glass walls reflected me 100 times over. My flashlight beams fractured into countless distorted angles. Then, dozens of clown faces appeared in the mirrors, each one grinning, each one moving in sync. His laughter came from everywhere, bouncing endlessly around me. Suddenly, one mirror split apart with a sharp crack. A bloody hand shot out, grazing my hair. I smashed through the glass, shards slicing my skin. Pain burned, but I kept running. I scrambled up the highest stands. The wooden planks groaned under my weight. Below, he entered the arena, craning his head upward. In one hand, he held a balloon, its red surface glowing faintly, pulsing like a beating heart. So high up. Falling must hurt, he cackled. I ran along the rows, but the path ended in rubble. When I turned, he was already there, reaching for me. With no choice, I hurled myself off the stand. The landing knocked the breath out of me, pain jolting through my bones, but adrenaline forced me to rise and stumble on. Finally, I saw it, the old iron door, my escape. I hurled myself at it, tugging with all my strength. Rust held it shut. His footsteps grew louder, closer. I felt his cold breath at my neck. With a final desperate pull, the door screeched open. I burst into the storm outside, rain drenching me instantly. I didn't stop. I didn't dare look back. When I finally collapsed under a streetlight, gasping for air, I turned toward the circus. It stood silent, dark, lifeless, as if no one had been inside at all. But through the pounding rain, I still heard it, his shrill, distorted laughter echoing endlessly from within the ruins.